Hi there. Today I'm going to share a simple short sequence that re-educates your pelvis, low back, SI joint, that's your sacroiliac joint, where your sacrum and your ilium come together. It's going to re-educate those structures for stability. A lot of times those areas get tripped up and contribute to low back pain and hip pain. And we want stability, and if we bring it from the lens of nervous system, where we create safety in the structure and the nervous system, we're going to have a better outcome, a better effect. So we're going to play with a stability exercise that's an isometric. You will need either a yoga strap, an old necktie, a small ball. You could fold up a towel. You could use a small pillow, something like that, and a mat, or you could do it on your bed or your sofa if getting on the floor is difficult. So that's the only equipment you'll need. And we're going to start lying on our back. Have all of those supplies next to you. Lying on your back, knees are bent, and let's just do some pelvic tilts to reconnect to our neutral. You want to discover, were you off base a little bit with your neutral, or were you right there in neutral? And so we are filling the space and then going forward, arching the back, and then find the middle. That's the neutral. Draw the ribs all the way around towards the center and think of wrapping those abdominals around. And let's pick up one leg and do a simple hip hinge. So I'm just moving one leg. My knee doesn't change positions. I'm hinging from the hip. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm asking my hip to move while also asking my low back, pelvis, and spine to stabilize. Let me switch to the other side now so you can explore that other side. And so the idea is that your pelvis, low back, core, SI joint, it's all going to work together to keep you nice and stable as you mobilize at the hips. Now, some of you might already be feeling some funky things in your hips, your low back, or your SI joint. Go ahead and lower that leg. And so that's sort of an assessment as well as an opportunity to get some range of motion going. Now we're going to go for the stability. Take the strap. I have mine already preset. I'm just going to slide my feet into the strap so that it's at my ankles. And then take the ball, place it between the knees. Now, that wasn't a very big ball. So if you're going to use a towel, fold it up kind of small. And make sure you're back in neutral. Now, we're going to squeeze the ball together at the same time that we pull out at the ankles. So I'm squeezing together both knees equally, and I'm pulling away at the ankles, and I'm putting my hands on my pelvic bones just to kind of feel that there's not any rocking and rolling, and relax. Now, as you do this exercise, you might feel a little something at your low back, more specifically in your SI joint, where the sacrum above the tailbone comes to the ilium of the pelvis. And we're going to do this a few times. Hold it for 6 seconds. We're not looking for an all-out contraction. It can be 25% or less of your maximum mobility. And relax. And I would do this, 4 times, 3 to 4 times. And there's not a lot of movement. You're not going to sweat buckets, but you might feel a little approximation at the SI joint in the low back area. And I'm going to do one more time. And if you find that 25% of your maximum mobility provokes pain or discomfort, dial it down. 10% will also help to re-educate. So I'm going to take these and set them to the side. And now I'm going to return to that hip hinge. The idea is to hinge at the hip without changing the neutral pelvis. And just kind of feel how that feels. And go ahead and lower that leg down. Let's do the other side again. Now, this might be as much as you do. Maybe you do this as a pre-test, then you do the isometric with the strap and the ball, and then you do it again. But if you're ready to progress it a little bit further, you're not in a flared up state, what you could do is take one leg up to what we call 90-90, the knee is bent over the hip, and the other leg up to 90-90. You're going to feel those abdominals grab. We want to think of horizontal abdominals wrapping around from ribs to pubic bone all the way around to the low back. Now in this position, we're going to flex our feet to inform some of the foot reflexes. And we're just going to do that same hinging motion. But we want to feel stable and empowered in the low back, pelvis, and SI joint. If you get here and you're saying, I'm not feeling like I'm organized or stable, or I feel discomfort, or I feel tenuous,
or I feel pain, then you're going to actually back it down, maybe go back and repeat the isometric with the ball and the strap. And then when you're ready, take the legs up to 90-90, where the legs are off the ground. That is a progression. So perhaps you start with pelvic tilts, leg is hinging, and from here you are keeping one leg on the ground as a kickstand, and then go back to the isometric. And when you're ready, then you would progress it to bringing one leg up to 90-90, then the other, really gathering those abdominals, and hinge from there. So the idea is that we are listening to and respecting our body and building stability so that we can invite mobility into our hips. That's the idea. We are creating stability with a simple isometric, and then moving forward with mobility at the hips. And then our expectation is that after that re-education, we continue some stability in the pelvis and low back. So play around with this and feel free to ask questions. Just make sure you move slowly. You truly micro progress it. That's the idea of this. And if you enjoy these types of exercises, we have a ton more like this in my private Facebook group. I'll make sure to put the link down below. These are the types of things that we build on in the Gutsy Brain Movement membership in our work-in sessions. And you can also join the wait list for that. Thanks for joining, and be sure to let me know how this feels for you.